Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984.
Hey mutants, this is the Bizarre Alien. It's been a little while since I did an episode. What was it, like a week ago? I'm still kind of sick. I've got congestion, all that good stuff. I've been sick for, day 9, which fantastic. I kind of had an idea for today's episode. I don't know. I might throw that in a little bit. I've been planning out an episode called "He Never Got the Girl in the End," which is sort of like another take on the whole "I'm so lonely" bull crap. And then I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I'll save that for another episode because I don't know. You know, you get into that little mode, feeling sorry for yourself, bull crap. And for me personally, it's gotten old. I mean, I'm not depressed all the time. I talked about depression in one of the episodes. I don't remember which one it was, but I did. I mean, hey, I can't help it, you know? It's like I was talking about before, you know, being sensitive and all that, which sucks. I really sometimes wish that I wasn't a sensitive person, but I've always been sensitive, so I let things get to me, which sucks. It's definitely been one of my enemies in life. That, you know, building up, you know, stuff in my head, you know, that's may or may not be true, you know, just typical whatever sensitive bullcrap. Like there's a song by Boy in Love, the great Boy in Love, a song called "Sensitivity is Ignorance," and I kind of agree with that. Sometimes I think I should just be a heartless, cold asshole, and you know what? Life would probably be a lot easier, wouldn't it? You know? But I don't think I'm going to get in all that. I'm also being kind of sarcastic, but I think I'm also kind of speaking the truth. So what the heck is today's episode about? I don't know. All I know is my apologies to Tim. I swear when you hear this, you have the card in your hand and all the editing and all that good stuff, man. So I'm just kind of zoned out. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? Let me see real fast. It is, wow, it's only 12:44. So nobody sets clocks, man. Nobody sets any clocks. And then at my house, half the oven doesn't even work. Well, the oven works, but 2 of the burners don't work. And the clock, we can't even set the clock now. We keep trying to set it, and it won't even stay right. So anyways, I hope to be better soon. I've been thinking some generic Robitussin. And it's funny because I was thinking about Robitussin the other night. I started laughing. I was like, where's the Robitussin? Like, oh, yeah, the Bill Hicks film, well, they like shot on video, Ninja Bachelor Party, which is one of my favorite, like, low-budget movies. Awesome. It's hilarious. He's addicted to Robitussin, and he dubbed in everybody's voice. It's a really great, ridiculous, low-budget, good time. I listened to a lot of, like, early Men Without Hats, some David Bowie. God, who was it? Some other 80s. I can't even remember now. But anyways, you know, rocking out. Oh, yeah, like a lot of, like, Blasphemy and some other stuff. Oh, yeah, The Fix. Freaking love the bass. I love the bass in those 2 songs. One thing leads to another. And Are We Ourselves? The bass is just kick-ass. But anyways, you know, thinking about all the music, especially the 80s stuff. You know, when I was in high school, I might have already said this before, so if I repeat myself, well, you got to get used to that because that's just how I am. I talk to a lot of people. I had this big fantasy, you know, because when I was in high school, I was definitely a jerk, a nerd, all that stuff. I wasn't a bad guy. I wasn't a bully or anything. I was bullied. Not all the time, but, you know, off and on. Anyways, I was just a total dork. And my biggest fantasy was like at the end of the day, at the last day of school, the girl of my dreams would show up and she'd walk towards me in slow motion and we'd look into each other's eyes and then she'd give me a kiss on the cheek or something, or you know what I mean, just cheesy crap, and then hold her hand, and then we'd walk off into the sunset, and there'd be like a Flock of Seagulls song playing. Pretty cheesy, I know. And what's really sad is, I was thinking about it, and it's funny how many, like, guys were nerds, you know what I mean? They're picked on, they're geeks, and they're probably talented, you know, they're drawing, you know, really good, you know, playing D&D and all that stuff. Of course, I'm going back to the 80s. I'm not going now, like, oh, they're really good with their iPod. Blah. Computer crap. But you know what I mean? I'm talking old school, at least in my life. Anyways, you know, one day they woke up and all of a sudden they're all like, tough, they're more masculine, they're growing some facial hair. And all of a sudden, boom, they're getting girls left and right. Well, that's happened a lot, but I was laughing because I was thinking about myself. And you know what's funny? That never freaking happened. I mean, I'm a bigger guy. Now, I'm not like fat, but I'm a bigger guy. I could grow a total beard. I've got a lot of compliments for that. It's cool. I look like a freaking cross between a Yeti and a troll, Viking, Rob Zombie, some like homeless guy. But, whatever. It's cool. But anyways, I was just thinking about it. It's like I never achieved that, man. I'm not like this guy that suddenly one day like, oh man, I'm like totally cool. I got this like beautiful girlfriend. Oh yeah. And then we ended up getting married and blah, blah, blah. I never did any of that. I'm still in my own world, man. And that's why I will say I'm proud, even though sometimes I get a little sad, a little down and feeling lonely, I'm glad that I'm still who I am. I never sold out. I'm still doing my freaking freak noise band, the Earwigs. I play my guitar a lot more than I used to. I've had that beautiful guitar since July of 87, my beautiful Axe. And I love my guitar. My guitar is like a beautiful woman. Anyways, I'm still drawing. I'm trying to get back into doing stuff because I've really I got really jaded over the last several years. I'm supposed to be doing more music with my buddy Adam from Moth and Smart Frog. We're doing an electronic project called The Difficulties, which is really cool. I'm not very good at what I do. He thinks that I have a good, rhythm and all that good, ideas for sound. And I appreciate that, buddy. I'm just, I'm more into like playing keyboards and guitar and all that, not really into the computer stuff and trying to program. I don't really get it. It's kind of fun. It's a pain in the ass at the same time, but hopefully we'll finally have an album coming out because, I know it's been a really slow process and a lot of it's my fault. Excuse me. Anyways, I've just gotten really jaded. I have recorded a little bit on and off, but it's been like over 2 years since I recorded my last album, which is called Brush Your Teeth with Fucking Shit. It was inspired by a video that guy supposed to be brushing his teeth and his Merzbow playing in the background. And then I was thinking about all my jokes talking about poop all the time and stuff that apparently annoys some people. I don't really care. I'll just keep talking about pooping and farting and all that. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not, I don't have a rep. And I always laugh too. It's like, dude, maybe if you like, you want to meet like a cool girl or something, these people, there's stupid advice. Just cut your hair, shave, or, just like chill out. I'm not going to chill out. In fact, the funny thing is I've been really freaking mellow on this show. I haven't not really ranted, and I should, because the show is supposed to be about what I'm into, maybe even some things that I'm not into. It could definitely use more humor. I don't know, maybe people are laughing. I hope so. If you're not, I don't even care. Why do I have to be defensive? Why do I have to be so sensitive about garbage and getting all weepy and mopey about bullshit that, I'm never going to be able to, some things I'm never going to be able to do. But I will state this for the record right now on the topic of life and all that is I'm never going to give up my dreams, man. I talk about my space girl, and let's be realistic. She's most likely not real, but do I have to give up on her? No. Do I have to give up on true love and all that stuff? Nope. I don't have to. And some people make me feel like I have to. You know what? No, I don't. I'm thinking for myself. I'm not thinking about any of you people or anybody in particular. I'm thinking about myself. I'm going to stick with my dreams. I'm going to keep doing my noise. I'm going to keep doing my music. I'm going to learn how to use my damn 4-track Zoom device that I've had for months. I'm going to learn how to use that, and I'm going to get back into making some punk rock, metal, grind, whatever. It's space music and all that. And it'd be nice. I just should have learned how to do it by now, but I'm just, part of my excuse, not feeling that good. I go to my job, I come home, I'm tired. I work Monday through Friday. I'm stressed about stuff. I'm tired of being stressed about stuff, man, but I'm freaking, worried about, I don't know, finances. I got all kinds of crap to deal with. I'm dealing with my health. Just a bunch of crap. And it kind of sucks, but, I'm being honest. I'm trying to do what I can, but I need to put a little more effort into it. But yeah, life is weird. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it really sucks. It's what you make of it. And I don't know. I get kind of tired of I think a lot about, being alone and all that. And, maybe it's just because I'm getting older. But, kind of figure when I was a kid, by now I would have been married, probably even grandchildren now. But you know what? None of that, man. No dates, no nothing, no, I don't know. And people are like, well, if you really, want to do something, and it's like, no, I'm not into dating and bullshit. I somehow got on a dating site. I didn't even join. I was just like, you know what? I was curious about it. This was like months and months and months ago. And it was a bunch of crap. It was like, all these like single women. And it's funny. I'm not putting these women down. They're kind of older. I'm definitely older than they are. These women are probably in there like, I'm guessing like, I don't even remember their ages, like early 40s, and a lot of them had kids. And just, I don't want to say a soccer mom, but just kind of like that age. And I was just like, this is definitely not for me. I was like, oh God. I mean, I was looking at it and I'm thinking, this isn't me, man. I'm not Jesus. It's like, I'm not that lonely. And no offense to these ladies, I hope they all meet somebody nice that, wants to go out with them and start a relationship, be a stepdad to their kids. And, that's cool. I hope it works out. But me, man, I've got my dreams. I don't care how far-fetched they are. And people are like, dude, you just got to be realistic. And one of my friends, I'm not ragging on him, but he's like, that's cool. You got your dream woman. I know you love her. And don't ever give up on her, dude. But, there's lots of real women out there. And I'm like, I know what he means. If you're listening to this, buddy, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, it's not even a bad deal. It's my friend Diablo. He kind of said that. And he's right. But I don't know, maybe because I'm so used to being by myself. But, my fantasies as a kid were pretty ridiculous. I mean, I used to have crushes on lots of girls. And like I was saying, I was like, oh, man, all the 80s music that I still freaking love like 40 plus years later. I love all that stuff, It really makes me happy sometimes, bums me out. In fact, one night, I was listening to some 80s music and I actually started getting really ticked off. I was like, you know what? I was like, wow, first time in my life, I was like, this music kind of sucks. Because, it's supposed to make you all happy, it's making me really sad. I was like, Jesus, I'm just a lonely guy, man. I got all these, like, impossible dreams, and then you really like somebody, and, well, let's just face it. Sometimes you really like somebody, and maybe even tell them, and they don't like you. Not don't like you, but they don't like you, like, as much as you like them, or you know what I mean. And it happens, and you shouldn't rag on them because everybody's different. Maybe they like somebody else, and that really hurts. And that's what I was going to get to. Talking about, the stupid, the guy who did get her at the end. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now is I'm done with that attitude because in the end, I may very well get my girl. I may very well get her, my dream lady. I don't care how cheesy it is. You can get sick of hearing the word dream lady. Go listen to something else, dummy. If that annoys you, I don't care. But, it's true. Sometimes you really like somebody and, you tell them and you're all excited, you think might even be in love with them, but they don't feel the same way. And the thing is, it's really, really selfish. And I didn't really think about it myself. It's like, it's really selfish to assume that just because, let's say you get a crush on somebody, that doesn't mean they're going to like you. I mean, you hope deep inside that, oh my God, if I tell this person that I really like them, they're going to be like, oh, you know what? I've always liked you too. It doesn't always happen, people. If it does, you are very lucky. To me, and it does happen in real life, but it happens more in like comic books and movies. And then sometimes there's this bunch of dumb BS that you see. Like, I don't know, I was thinking of like Gen 13, the Image comic. You got this big lug idiot, the character Grunge, and he's in love with Caitlin Fairchild, who's the big, tall, busty redhead. She's pretty freaking hot. She's really hot. But Roxy is in love with him. Roxy's this cool, beautiful girl with like, what was it like? She's got kind of dark hair, a lot of pink in it. I've always thought Roxy was totally cute and really hot. Anyways, she's in love with him. He doesn't even notice her because he's in love with the other girl that he's not going to get because she has no interest in him. And it's just a comic book, but it used to really just tick me off. I'm like, Jesus, buddy, you got this beautiful freaking girl. And you see that in movies too. It's just like, God. Or then you watch a movie like, I don't know, Pretty in Pink, which to me is a total sellout movie. I could go on and on about all those stupid movies like that in The Breakfast Club. Sellouts, total sellouts, man. Freaking sellouts. But, at the end, you got Ducky, who's a total nerd guy, and he really loves his friend. He loves Molly Ringwald. This is cute. This is really cute. Well, Molly Ringwald is adorable. She's a lovely girl, but, she's still really cute. But anyhow, at the end of the movie, he's kind of rejected because she goes off with the yuppie asshole. I laughed. I'm like, sellout, total douche prick. Anyways, she goes with him, and then he's standing there, and then all of a sudden there's Christy Swanson, who I had like a huge freaking crush on. Anyways, she's winking at him, calls him over. He's like, me? She goes, yeah. And you know what? It's just a movie, but it's like, God dang, he got way hotter than Miller Remo. But it's not about hot. It's just that, I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I had a massive crush on Christy Swanson. It's just kind of gone nuts, political wise, but that's her right. I think it kind of sucks, it's just kind of, I don't know what to think, man. But anyways, and she's still beautiful, but he ends up walking off with her, and I was totally jealous. It's just a movie, but I was like, God dang. And you see all these movies where that happens a lot. These comic books, he gets it. But I got to say, I kind of appeal Man with No Name, the Clint Eastwood trilogy. And I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, who cares? You know what? I'm never gonna have anybody. I never really have. Excuse me. Just right off in the desert on my horse. Who cares? Who is some beautiful woman? Like in Big Trouble in Little China, the scene I always love. Oh my God, sorry. In Big Trouble in Little China, the scene where Kurt Russell's standing there, and he goes, see ya, and he walks off, you got, oh, come on, God dang it. One of my like big teenage crush, Kim Cattrall, sorry. Kim Cattrall, she's totally hot in that movie. She's still hot. But anyways, I always like Kim Cattrall. She's standing there, and the woman walks right up to him. She's like, oh my God, you're not even going to kiss her goodbye? And he looks up, and he goes, nope. And he walks off. I was like, that is the coolest freaking scene. You know what? There's a chance of this totally hot lady, and he's like, nope. And I think it's awesome. That's what I wanted to be, because I never got that girl. These so-called, and I get tired of repeating it. I probably talked about this before, but all these girls are supposedly like me. Yeah, right. But these girls I was supposed to meet, I never did. I never got the chance because, somebody lost their number or something happened. And, of course, kind of left in the background. The geek nobody likes. But anyways, it doesn't really matter.
You're still afraid?
Stop it now! I mean it!
He's coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant!
He's coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a
He's
child!
coming for you. Look, here he comes.
Now he'll hear you!
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here, BCA. Tune in to BCA's Podcast Weekly on Beyond the Podcast of 1984. BTP 1984.com. Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Beyond the podcast of 1984.
And I apologize for all those coughs. But that's how life goes. And you always hope, but it doesn't always happen. But it doesn't mean you have to totally give up. Some people are just down on everything. I get down on a lot of kind of blabbing on and on. But yeah, I just got to say, I always say life is too short. It is too short. Just do what you got to do. I think a lot about that. Like I just repeat myself again here. Getting older, kind of lonely. As a kid, I was told, when you meet a girl, I was like pretty young back then, but meet a girl, doesn't matter if she's, fat and ugly, unattractive, just going to become a man. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to be with somebody, I want to be with somebody that I'm attracted to. In this day and age, oh no, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that, you don't want to offend anybody. I don't care. But tell you what, there's a certain kind of girl that I am attracted to, and if there's something wrong with that, you're being, this or that. I like pretty girl. My dream woman is beautiful. Is there something wrong with that? Oh no, we gotta you gotta get with reality. She's gotta be, she's gotta be imperfect, like super overweight. You know what? I don't think so, because she is my fantasy. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, in real life, you like somebody, you're attracted to them because there's something about them. They're attractive. And I have seen girls, people are like, I wish I could remember some girl example, but some girl that I thought was really beautiful. I was like, oh my God, that girl is just, wow. And a lot of people didn't think that she was, and I thought she was. And I've also seen some, ladies that I don't think are that great. And other people are like, oh my God, dude, that girl's totally hot. Everybody has different types of attraction. Like, I personally think that so-called plus size, a lot of those girls, they're beautiful. I'm not attracted to like super obese. I've seen some like very obese women that really cute in the face. But like it really matters. They're not going to go for me anyway, so I'm not even worried about that kind of crap. But anyways, just attractiveness in a lot of different, women. There's some big girls I think are really lovely. And I'm not very attracted. I'm not attracted to super, very huge obese women. And I'm not putting them down. That's just not what I'm attracted to. And that doesn't make me, you must be, what do you call that? Was that misophobic? Or I don't know what the stupid word would be, like plus, because they're not plus size. Anyways, I laugh at the word plus size because a lot of women that are so-called plus size are really not that big. And that's why I laugh. Like some of these Sports Illustrated swimsuit models. I wish I could remember her name. There's one I follow. Edge. I think she is absolutely hot. She's a bigger gal and she's freaking gorgeous. And apparently she gets emails and people calling her fatty and I'm like, are you freaking serious? It's like, you people you couldn't get a date if you tried. This woman she's got beautiful eyes. She's got just a great figure. I think she's totally hot. I wish I could remember her name because I'd say it. But I follow her on Instagram. I follow a couple Korean gals. That's funny because people think, they're all big. Like Subuki. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I think she is beyond, she is so hot. She is just wow. But anyways, what was my point? I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Traction. But no, I have the kind of girl that I like, the kind of woman that I would love to be with isn't even from this planet. I don't even think I will ever, as long as I live, go out with any woman on this planet. And you can call me weird if you want. I should have talked about this on my episode of Who the is Ginger. I gave up Earth women. I don't bother. I've got friends online. My supervisor is really cool. I've got some lady friends. I don't even care. I don't even bother. And the thing is, I used to think, I must be one of a kind. Now there's some gals I know that they don't go on dates or anything because they've been screwed over. It seems like everybody's been screwed over. But for the people that have gotten in relationships and it works out for you, I think that's awesome. I got some dear friends that have been their wives, husbands, partners, whatever, very happy. And I think that's great. Like my friend Tim here, him and his lovely wife, Carmela, they've been together for quite a while and they're doing great. And I got other friends like my friend Keith and Melody. They've been together for a while. And I wish all my friends that are in these long-term relationships the best. Whoever you are, I wish you the best. I don't know. I get a little weird because, like I said, I've liked a lot of girls and I just kind of gave up. I know, especially the very last time person that I really liked a lot. I'm like, I'm just dumb. It's like, it just made me feel really weak and spineless and lame. And I don't know, when you build up stuff in your head, you know what I mean? And it's just like, waste of time. But, whatever. It's cool. But I've also come to the conclusion, and I shouldn't give up because you never know. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I don't go to bars. I don't go to parties. I don't ever get invited to anything. I'm boring. I don't drink. I don't do nothing anymore. I don't go to church. I go to my job. Occasionally I go to the store. I just don't do anything. I'm a boring person, and I know I'm not sexy or I'm no stud or whatever. I always laugh, once in a very great while. I mean, very, very rarely. I've been complimented. I appreciate it. But really, I'm not that great. And if I was really great, wouldn't somebody want to hang out with me or something? That's not going to happen either. I just, whatever. You know what, man? Just give me some good sparkling flavored water. My cat's a great kick-ass weird movie and the lights off and I'm all good. I don't really care because, the way I look at it, I was born alone. I'm going to die alone. This episode has really sucked. Time is it? Okay, we still got a little bit. And I don't know, maybe I'm just feeling sorry for myself, but I've had some girls that I really, really freaking like. I gotta tell you one little story real fast. I think it's kind of funny, and it's probably, I don't even know if it even fits. This episode doesn't even have a theme. I don't know. I'll come up with a title for it, buddy. That's a reference to my friend Tim. So there was this gal. I'm not going to say her name, but I had a huge crush on her. I mean, I really liked her. I'd see her in my, heart would kind of race because, dang, she's beautiful. I'm sure she still is. She quit talking to me. Anyways, it was here in Spokane. We'd hang out. We'd have a lot of good laughs. We didn't really hang out. meet at this coffee place. And if she hears this, now she'll know that, yes, I had a huge crush on you. I thought you were like the most beautiful girl in Spokane. And I doubt she's even going to hear this because I don't hear from her at all. So how is she going to hear this? Anyways, so we're hanging out one day, getting ready to hang out. It was like I was on my way downtown, I was catching a bus, and I'm like, oh my God. And I broke all the rules of all my beliefs, everything that I believe. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask her if she wants to hang out with me because I really, really, really liked her. She was always telling me that was funny, and I made her laugh a lot. And that just really made me happy. I mean, here's a beautiful girl, just stunning and really friendly and really funny. Anyways, we're hanging out, and I was like, just trying to get the guts, you know what I mean? Because I was so scared. And she starts leaning towards me. And I'm like, oh my God. I don't even have to ask her. She's going to ask, oh my God. And I was just like, Jesus, so just beyond excited inside. She's smiling at me. And all of a sudden, hey, I ask you something? And I'm like, oh my God, here it comes. You know what it was? Do you think if I asked blah, blah out, that he'd go on a date with me? And just right then and there, I felt like I had a knife. It's like somebody came right up behind me, just stuck it right into my guts. And I was like, completely mellow. I'm like, oh yeah, he likes you a lot. You should do that. Hung out for a little bit longer, and then I'm like, all right, I was going to go home. I'm walking down the street. I'm so bummed out. I look back, I'm just like, God dang it. And it really sucked, man. I was like, God dang. Well, then, like, the next day, I started walking over to the place to go meet the guy, and that was that. Yeah, I talked to her again a little later on. She came back to Spokane, we hung out. Cool girl. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of crap. I'm not going to get into it, but that really sucked, And I've had all kinds of other weird stuff happen that has to do with women, but I'm also thinking in the back of my mind, maybe this is all meant to be. You know what I mean? Like this girl you're supposed to meet, and then some app, or this girl you're supposed to get her number, and if she wanted to talk to you, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of bull crap. But, when I think about it, I mean, I could write about all this. I could do a zine about all this, and it's actually rather freaking hilarious, man. And you get to like Steve Eggs, my old buddy Steve Eggs for Pile of Eggs and Nut Screamer. It's like total shutdown, totally weak. Yeah, definitely a shutdown, man. There's been more of that shutdowns, rejection. But when I really think about it, it's actually pretty freaking hilarious. So I'm really glad that I'm talking about all this crap here. It's actually pretty goddamn hilarious. But I guess that's what happens when you're a nerd, I've always been in my own world. Hiding Playboys under my pillow, looking at them like, whoa, she's really pretty. Or writing in my diary, all these girls are like, oh, she's real neat. She's real cute. I like her. I like her eyes. She has real pretty hair. Yeah, that's great. Pretty pathetic. But I am Charles the Bizarre Alien. And my dream woman isn't real. She lives in my heart and my mind. And that's fine because, she makes me happy. And sometimes I think about her so deeply that it's almost like she's real. In fact, last week I was laying there. And no, it was a couple weeks ago. It was like over 2 weeks ago when I wasn't feeling so crappy. And I swear it's like, God, like she was laying there and I was like, look over and she'd be there. Nope, of course. It was just my freaking pillow. It doesn't matter. People think, oh yeah, you get to a certain age, you grow out of all those dreams. And I'm like 52 and a half. I don't really care. I'm probably too old now. I'm like an old horse. Just put me out the pasture. It's what I've said before. Just put me out the pasture. Don't shoot me. Just let me like lay on the ground and die. But, I also got to quit thinking I'm too old because I'm not. I was talking to somebody recently, and they're like, oh, I wish I was that young. And you know what? I know how that is now because when I was younger, it's like, oh, sometimes I wish I was older. No, I don't. I wish I was younger, just to do more stuff in life and be healthier. And, oh my God, that lady, oh God, that's Heidi Montag. Yeah, she's kind of hot, but very plastique. Holy crap. Damn. That's how she's making her money now. She's doing ads for some dumb hydro. I don't know what that is. Okay, only got a few minutes. So is there a point to this episode? Hey, you know what? I'm alive. I'm breathing. My eyesight sucks. My hair's thinning, and I still haven't cut it. I have a total beard. I have diabetes, high blood pressure. I suck. So let's pretend like I was on a dating profile. Who the hell would want to go out with me? Jesus. Bad shape. Want to hang out with a guy that runs out of breath? Well, it doesn't matter, ladies. Because as far as I'm concerned, I've been taken for a long time. And you know what? I look up to the sky every night hoping I'll see a ship. If you think I'm insane, you're right. I'm not insane. I'm bizarre. I'm a weirdo. Finishing a H.P. Lovecraft book, The Tomb and Other Stories, and it's excellent. I don't know what I'm going to read next, but I've been reading a lot. I read a Nicolas Cage book a while back. Well, about Nicolas Cage. It was pretty cool. The guy was a little dry. Trashed on too many movies that I like by Nicolas Cage. I was like, come on, buddy, you're being a little bit too anal there. Read Battle Royale. Picked that up again after 2 years, finished it. Read a book by Sean Carswell, who writes for Razor Cake. Excellent book. I'm trying to find his other book I cannot find it. I can't find a book that Diablo gave me, Volume 2. This comic book, it's really cool. Anyways, been reading a lot. Gonna do a new comic again sometime. Gonna get this stuff sent off to Tim. Got a lot of crap. We got a DVD coming out sometime this year of a bunch of our short films. And I don't know. Earwigs, the Earwig Split with Speculum. I'm gonna send that stuff off to you, Brian. I'm sorry. Hope you're hearing this. If you're hearing this, apologize, dude. I know I'm an asshole and I suck. I'm trying to get over the whole jaded crap because it's a lame excuse, but once I get recording again, figure out how to do it all, it's going to be badass, and I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to get a hold of Max, Tribe tapes, got a bunch of Bete Nor stuff I have. I don't know. People probably think I'm a flake. I am a flake. I'm a total loser flake. But you'll all be hearing from me. I hope that you're listening to this. I hope you guys enjoy this. I want to say hello to everybody out there that's listening to this and always supported the Earwigs and my art and just me, I appreciate you supporting me, people. I'm just a mutant, stuck on Earth. I call myself the Bizarre Alien, but I'm a mutant. My blood is black. My dream woman's hair is purple. And I don't know. I think that's about it for this episode. The theme, I don't know. Pooping? Nah, it's not pooping. So we just call this episode. The guy might still get the girl at the end. I don't know. Maybe we'll call it that. I don't know. What do you think, Tim? Anyways, get all these titled. You people will hear it. Fake cleavage kind of excites me, but it's still kind of weird too. Okay, enough of that. So anyways, thanks for listening to this exciting blah episode of Beyond the Podcast in 1984, and we'll see you again soon on another episode. This has been BCA from Outer Face saying, stay sick, take care, don't forget to change your underwear, and keep the filth. We'll see you, hear from you, talk to you, teleport to other planets with you next time. Okay, bye.
Beyond the Podcast of 1984. Beyond the Podcast of 1984. Beyond the Podcast of 1984. Beyond the Podcast.
What is this?
It's Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Well? Oh.
It's just BCA.
Better not be. I warn you, for many years, I have been training as an acrobat. Know a lot of tricks.
Well, then show us on btp1984.com.
Of course I wouldn't. Hey! Well.
BCA finds it very hilarious. Maybe you could tune in and listen to the show, btp1984.com.
Sure. What do you think I am? A fake?
Are you a diehard fan of Beyond the Podcast of 1984? Do you want to show off your love for the podcast in style? Well, look no further. Introducing our exclusive podcast merch line. From t-shirts that will make you the envy of all your alien friends, to hats that will keep you looking freaky while repping your favorite podcast. We've got everything you need to take your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 fandom to the next level. So don't wait. Head to btp1984.com now and grab yourself some podcast merch before it's all gone. And remember, wearing BCA's merch will automatically make you funnier and more attractive. Get your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 merch today and join BCA's podcast revolution.